So what time did you get here?
6:03,
Oh, good for you.
maybe 02 even.
Oh, oh two.
Mhm.
Hey, look, for the first time, I was later than you.
First time, I don't think so.
I
There
think it
have
might have
been a
been.
few other times.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm
aside from
not
when
saying many times, but at least more than once.
you think, huh?
Yeah,
I don't know about that. But look,
it's
I'm
happened.
happy to say that I was late today. I was late, and I'm not often late. I mean, I was late today, and I will admit that. And I think that, and to be honest, I mean, not to reveal too much, but Cassie is kind of on the right track as to why I was late.
I knew it had to do with a Quika.
I was going Quika earlier. I was going Quika on the so I was in the bathroom going Quika.
Oh my God! Speaking of Quika playing, I saw some of that happening this
Oh,
past
Laura.
weekend. It was a
Yeah.
bit much.
Yeah, tell me about it just a little bit before we get into the episode.
Well, there are these events that occur in Los Angeles during the summertime, on the weekends at LA County Museum. Oh, I don't know if it's just on the weekends, but it happens at LACMA, which is LA County Museum of Art, and they have these like free jazz concert series that my dad always kind of makes us go to. Well, sometimes does, and we went to one, and it was this Brazilian sort of bossa nova band, and it was like bossa nova fusion, and it was just
And samba,
very sort
too,
of
I think.
Quika-esque. Let me put it that way.
Everyone was going Quika out in the
It was
open.
basically just sort of these like mid 50s to late 60s type of adult people that were very into sort of the bossa scene, I'm sure, in the 1970s, wearing like their whole look was all white with white bell bottoms, but like very flared bell bottoms. And a very sort of flowy kind of feel, and just this sort of sound. And they're kind of just doing this movement. It was the epitome of that. If you understand what that is, it is.
Quick question, real quick.
All of that and more.
Real quick, I'm reading that Laura's really quiet, so maybe you can
okay.
turn yourself up a
All
little
right.
bit.
How about this? Is this better?
Well, it's up to Chodes.
Check. Chodes.
It's up to Chodes if
Call it
how you
out,
sound.
boy.
Actually, Chicken Jessica, how does Laura sound equal to me or?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. But yeah, it just had a very sort of 70s woman in a white bathrobe, possibly masturbating in her living room by herself with an order of pizza on its way. Possibly getting caught by the delivery driver.
What?
And possibly coming to the door all disheveled and going, "Oh, hi, how much is it?" That
So-
sort of character was abounding at this concert, by the way.
Uh-huh.
It was that scene. That's sort of, I like bossa nova music, but sometimes it does call that imagery to mind, if you know what I mean.
Can you do it? I know more about this. This is more for the other people, but do you want to kind of sing a little bit the kind of music that you were hearing, you know?
Okay. Oh, this is one of the songs they actually did sing. It went like this. It sort of sounded like that. What can one do?
It probably was more of a
Yeah.
samba, I think, right?
How would you do a samba beat with that?
Samba goes more like this.
That sounds more like,
you know, because
that almost sounds like those Latin bands that are like on the Spanish channel.
Oh, you mean
It's almost like they're kind of like they're influenced by polka music, kind of.
Yeah, no, there's polka. Yeah, boom, doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, it's sort of
But see-
basically circus music, but that's not what this was. It
Well,
was
bossa nova.
definitely a bossa nova.
Well, no, well, bossa nova is more like this. Doom, 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 and the beat's kind of going like this. Well, the beat is kind of going, you know, boom, doom, 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 doom.
A lot of syncopation happening. Let's put it that way.
But then samba's kind of going more like this. It
It almost sounds like, what's that other kind of Latin music called?
diggy, something like that.
What's
That's
that?
the cuica.
That like Latin music it's like Puerto Rican rap slash
Reggaeton?
no, not reggaeton. That is one kind, but there's another one. It's called like I think it starts with a C. I can't remember what it's called, but
Cuica.
it has not. I want to say cuica, but it's not cuica. Obviously, it's something else, and it has this kind of intense, but also old-fashioned, polka kind of beat, but with like hardcore rapping over it. It's a very popular. I think there's a band. There's this guy called like Bad Rabbit who is in that, or maybe Bad Rabbit is just reggaeton. I don't know.
But by the way, am I delayed in any kind of way? Because
Cumbia. Thank you, Qualia. Yes,
wow,
cumbia.
okay, got
That's
it.
exactly it. Yes, cumbia. Thank you. I have to say, I won't even go there. But anyway,
Now,
no,
Laura,
but the scene at this Latin jazz thing the other day was a very masturbatory type of scene, and a lot of older people, post sort of menopausal but masturbatory nonetheless type of feel to it.
Are you willing to? I don't know if you'd be willing to do this, but I know that you took some video of the people dancing.
No,
there.
I'm not gonna. No,
no.
I don't want.
No. I don't want to show that video.
Oh,
I want to.
Okay.
Can you? Would you be willing and open to performing some of the moves that you might have picked up when you saw?
Yeah,
you were studying people there.
Okay, there was a guy who, and my dad is part of this scene. Let's just put it that way. He's just one of them, and I'm also kind of one of them myself by association, I guess. But there was a lot of this kind of dance move going on.
Really like that?
Yes,
they're patting. They
were patting themselves. Yes, and it was a lot of just. And the people who were doing that, there were a lot of people like dancing solo.
Yeah.
And including my dad, who would at times he would just sit down and kind of like rest, and then point out these solo dancers who were doing this sort of thing and go, "Look at that free spirit dancing away! Isn't that amazing?"
Well, there was one man in particular that I think he liked, right?
Yes, that guy
he
was
thought
doing
was really
these
cool.
moves. Yes.
What was his moves like?
What I just did.
Okay.
He was just doing this sort of. I can't
now,
even.
on the flip side, it's good that someone in there, these older people are dancing and being active. That's good, Well, in our dad's case, at least. Yeah.
Definitely, there was a lot of this going on stage. Ooh, ooh, that kind of vocal performance.
Uh-huh.
A lot of oohs and ahs and just
really a lot of oohs and ahs.
Yeah, sombic beats.
Okay.
Oh my God, I wish he could have been there though. It could have. I mean, it would have been.
Oh yeah,
a blast.
Well, maybe next time,
Right. Well, it's going on all summer, so who knows?
Would you dare me to dance with them?
I mean, sure. I guess it's not.
Let me ask you this: actually, was your husband dancing?
No, he was chasing after Ethan the whole time.
Was Ethan trying to dance?
Oh no, not really. There were a couple moments where he was doing like some arm movements.
Was he imitating those people?
No, he was honestly not that into it.
Interesting.
He was just kind of interested in. It was at the La Brea Tar Pit, so LACMA is also next door to the La Brea Tar Pit. So he was much more interested in looking at the trees and the tar pits and stuff like that.
Well, listen, what I want to do right now is I want to leave here before we start the show and come back because, for example, when Chicken Jessica came here and said, "Oh, you're fine" or whatever, I didn't see it, or "You sound good." I didn't even see it. It was just I saw it coming and then leaving because there's some kind of delay or something like that,
Oh, I don't know.
So I'm gonna leave and come back just to make sure.
Oh, wait. Let's ask the people. People?
No.
Wait, you mean you hear?
No. When videos and things appear, I feel like I see them late. So.
Okay. All right, leave and come back.
Okay, hold on. I just need to write one little message to Chicken Jessica.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess.
Well, anyway,
everybody, we better get ready to just hang out, just me and you. What do we?
Yeah, Laura.
about,
maybe you could just do some
Cuica
Cuica stuff for them. I guess
What are we
I'll be
gonna
back. Bye.
Okay. Oh wow, he is delayed. Look at that. He's frozen. Frozen in space and time. So it's just us, guys. It's just us. What are we doing here? What do you have to say for yourselves? I see that there are some people here who have anniversaries and birthdays to celebrate. Congratulations on becoming 1-year members. I do think that is an amazing, wonderful accomplishment and commitment to love and just life, the celebration of life and dance and music and cuica, of course. Yeah, I don't know. Brent is, yeah, it's definitely, that image is not going away. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Oh boy. Okay, now it is just me. It really is just me.
Wait, why was it just you this whole time? Because weren't you?
It wasn't just me this whole. Well, your image was just simply frozen for about 25 to 60 seconds.
Oh, really? And so you were kind of pretending I was here.
I wasn't pretending, but it didn't feel totally like I was alone, even though I knew, that I knew that I was alone, but it didn't look like I was alone. But then at the last 5 seconds, it was just my picture up, and it was a big image of just me, and it felt very sort of intense.
Well, okay, Laura. I'm glad you survived. I'm glad you survived the solo experience.
Solo Fest, Cuica Fest 2023.
Laura and I watched, speaking of solo, Cuica Fest and all that, Laura and I watched a couple episodes of this show called Naked and Afraid. And I guess there's ones that people are by themselves completely, but yeah, it's kind of I don't know, a hellish experience, I guess, just being naked and just being around all these bugs and stuff, right?
Yeah. It's an experience.
Anyway, I've seen enough.
It's pretty fun, though. Pretty fun.
Yeah, well, I guess, those bugs, man. God, why do people do this?
Oh, did I tell you that I saw a really intense bug at our house in Los Angeles, at our parents' house in Los Angeles?
Really?
On the last day I was there. Yeah, so our dad collects these, he doesn't have an extensive collection, but he's a big fan of those neon signs, like Michelob signs and stuff.
I mean, those are from, they're from the 70s or something.
70s they're from Cuica times.
Yeah.
And, but anyway, there's one that's outside in the terrace on the house. And when we went down there the first day that we got there, I turned it on to show Ethan it, and then I guess we forgot to turn it off. So on the last day that I was there, I noticed that it was still on.
Oh my gosh.
So I went down there to go turn it off, and as I was reaching for the switch to turn it off,
oh my gosh,
what did I see but none other than a freak of a freak.
Uh-huh.
Intensely mutant size bug that I've never seen before at that house.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, it was like this huge, hardcore gray and white striped, and I'm not even kidding when I say striped. It was like bold stripes, kind of like rhino beetle.
Really?
Yeah, it was huge. It was
a beetle with a rhino style.
It didn't have the rhinoceros horn per se, but it was in that vein. It was like a big sort of hard shell.
Show me with your hands how big this thing was.
It was like that big.
Huh.
Yeah, and it was just
beetle.
right. It was right there, like next to the thing, just hanging out, and it had very sort of big legs, and they were kind of like furry looking. And oh
really?
My God, it was Fright Night USA. Let me tell you,
it was a beetle.
Not have liked. Well, I don't know what it was. I mean, I can only assume that it was some kind of beetle because it looked like it had a hard shell, but it was gray and white striped. That was the crazy thing about it. I've just never seen that there in that area.
What time of day was this when you saw this?
It was like 2 p.m.
Okay, at least it wasn't at nighttime. And did it come near you?
No, but it was just huge, And I had to kind of put my hand near it to turn off the thing, to turn the light switch off.
Man, it
was freaky.
That's a bit of a freak fest, yeah.
You would have been like, what the funk? Seriously.
I would have probably just been freaked,
Yeah, it was like a zebra cockroach, but not a cockroach. I mean, it was clearly not a cockroach. It was some form of beetle, I'm thinking. Or what else are those things called? Those giant sort of hard-shelled bugs. I guess those are all beetle variations, aren't they?
Yeah, they're probably some sort of beetle.
Yeah, it was intense. It looked like it was from another country, honestly.
Yeah,
I've never seen that there before, you know?
Yeah, well, there's some exotic things in
No, it was
California.
not a June bug, old Tanalysis. Old Tanalysis. Old Tanalysis. It was not a June bug.
June bugs are smaller than that.
Yeah, a June bug is small, and I did see one of those as well earlier on in the trip. But yeah.
Well, let's get these bugs out of here, huh? Can we get these bugs out of here?
Can I just share one other intense bug thing?
Sure.
On our drive back up to Oakland from LA yesterday, we stopped in Kettleman City at this big, that big place, that big sort of farmstead sort of store / gift place called Bravo Farms or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got out there and it was brutally hot outside. It was like, just walking into an oven. And I didn't know this going into it, but I was taking my time, getting out of the car, getting Ethan out and getting the backpack thing out, whatever. Point being, the doors in my car were just open for, who knows how long. And we go in there, and then on our way back out, I noticed there are just all these like dead, large scale kind of crickets or kind of brown grasshopper looking things.
Yeah.
Hundreds of them all around the perimeter of that building. Just like all around it. Tons of them. It was almost like you could not step on them, And I'm thinking, what the hell? I didn't even notice this when I walked in, But I don't know why they were all around the perimeter. But then I realized they were a bunch of them, but not quite as many, but there were a bunch of them in the parking lot, even around my car. And I just thought, oh my God, I hope one of them didn't jump in my car, And then we start driving away and we have to go stop at the gas station next door, which is up the hill a little bit. But we're driving. And as we're driving, I noticed there's just tons and tons of these bugs. They're huge. Other ones, not just the more mutant size grasshopper looking things, but these other really huge, intense bugs with these big old like antler kind of things flying around, just hopping around all around the car.
Around the car?
Yeah, just
as
like
you're driving.
In the air as we're driving. They're just everywhere. It was like a freaking plague of, insects everywhere. It was hardcore. You would have freaked.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. God, can we get the bugs out of here?
Get the bugs out of here. I don't want them.
I just want that. Gosh.
Yeah, but there were just so many of them. I mean, it was like freaking crazy. It was very kind of biblical almost, It was like some kind of migration or something.
I don't want these bugs in my world.
I don't want them.
I want can we live in a world without bugs, please?
That would be nice.
God,
no, I would be fine with having bugs, knowing that if they could just be contained in their own area.
Oh, if they can be diplomatic.
If we could,
if they were reasonable, if we could talk it out with them. If bugs were sophisticated enough to be reasoned with, I would love that.
Would it be like the movie Fly, though?
The only bug I can tolerate is a ladybug.
Oh, I like a ladybug. I'm fine with
and I'm talking
moth.
about Jonathan.
I'm okay and I'm talking with a general housefly.
I'm talking about Jonathan Brandis, by the way.
Oh, do you mean Rodney Dangerfield?
And Dangerfield, both.
The king ladybug himself.
The queen. But
queen bug.
The queen bug, Rodney. But are there? Yeah, I mean, a ladybug doesn't scare me for some reason.
No, I'm fine with. Oh, I love a ladybug. They're actually
for some
good
reason,
luck.
A ladybug just doesn't scare me. And then, I mean, I don't. I think an ant isn't so scary, but I don't really want it around.
How would you feel driving through a sort of shitstorm of giant mutant-sized grasshoppers with giant antlers just flying around in front of your car? I mean, it's probably you probably feel more like, safe in your car.
Yeah, I feel safe in the car.
But what if you were in the drive-through of McDonald's about to order some fries and you knew
you went to McDonald's?
I did.
Oh my God, that's even
more
of
a that detail.
That's more of a
that's
freak
more
fest
of a shit fest
than the bugs.
It's actually not. Their fries are amazing.
Really? You think
I mean,
huh?
They are so good. Come on, let's be real here. Yes, they're good.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I mean, when they're hot off the grill. When they're not hot off the grill, they're not that good. But when they're good, they're really good. They're kind of the best, actually.
I mean, is it wrong of me to kind of want... But here's what I just wish. I wish the bugs just stayed in their own zones to keep the environment going, but I just don't want them in my area.
Yeah, I don't want them in my area either. No, not at all.
Can't we all just get along?
Rafael Sanchez Ortiz, I actually did read about that recently, that their fries are. Okay. One last
Really?
little anecdote that happened to me on a recent tour, not tour, but trip to a show that I was doing out in the middle of Yosemite. We picked up, no, sorry, it was on the way to Wyoming. I decided to buy myself a Kit Kat at a, middle of nowhere gas station. Oh, it was in
Okay.
Nevada. And I was really excited for this Kit Kat, but I'm going to open up my Kit Kat. I peel open the wrapper, and what do I find but some sort of, basically like a baby roach was in there.
In the wrapper?
In the friggin' wrapper, yes.
Oh my god.
And I was freaked the F out. I just was not okay with that. I didn't like it one bit. And then I was like, kind of screaming in the car about it. And then I found this, luckily we had an empty Ziploc bag in the car, so I managed to stuff the whole thing into that Ziploc bag and just seal it shut. And we were able to look at it and just kind of...
To let it ferment a little bit?
Well, no, I just didn't know what to do with it because I didn't want to
Was it dead?
shake it off. No, it was freaking moving.
I'm sorry. There was a live roach inside...
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry.
Inside the Kit Kat wrapper?
Yes. I don't know. It seemed to be inside, but I suppose it's possible that it was in the crevice of the wrapper outside of it, and that I don't know, but it was really locked in there, and
JS, by the way, says the roach just wanted a break.
wanted a break.
Yeah.
Well, then I looked it up, and Anton was like, oh, you should take a picture of it and then, maybe sue them or something. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but well, you could do that. But apparently there is a legal amount. I mean, I guess you've probably all heard this before. There's a legal amount of roaches that are allowed to be in pretty much all food that you eat. And that it's pretty much impossible to have any produce at all that doesn't have multiple or at least thousands of ground up or not ground up roach legs in them.
Really?
Yeah. So
you're allowed to have
roach legs are a thing. It's like they're common.
You're allowed to have roach legs in your foods.
Yeah, and I found out, I did look it up, and finding a bug inside the wrapper of a candy bar is not an entirely uncommon thing.
Really?
I mean, it's not that it's common, but it definitely has happened. It happens.
Alive? How is
it possible? They have roaches in their factories. What do you think? I mean, think about it. It's like a factory full of sugar and, chocolate and food. They're bound to have roaches.
But alive?
Yeah, alive as fuck.
Damn. Well, anyway, Laura, I mean,
So what do you think? I've had these experiences.
Well, we live in a world of bugs.
Yeah.
And I just don't like it. All right. Well, let's start the show.
Okay.
The Chicken Coop. My name is Brent Weinbach.
I'm Laura Weinbach.
And this is the chat show where we talk about things. And, we have a different topic usually every week. And we're going to do, and the topic of this week is something that was suggested by, I think it was kind of suggested. I think it was actually either kind of or just fully suggested by the Chicken Coop's own Weird Artifacts, otherwise known as Jason Odd. It's the topic is for today.
Wait, hold up though. Hey, hold up. Can I jump in here real quick?
Sure. This is Chicken Jessica.
This is Chicken
producer.
Jessica.
What gives?
Well, I just saw this. This is Bryce's Hell, of course.
Yeah, he turned.
This is a donation of sorts, and what that is, I guess, is it's a way to tip the show, just like this. But it's not a super chat, because if you do zero, this just shows up as nothing. But it's a way to tip the show, keep the show rolling. The way you do that is you click the $ in the chat window. Just watch this. So you click that dollar there. You hit super sticker, super chat. Don't matter. Use this handy slider to spend all your money. You hit buy and send. You type a message. I highlight it, and that's what's up. That's a super chat. You got it?
Great. That's amazing.
That's truly.
Was that laggy for you, bro? The video?
I don't know. For example, the intro thing, the Chicken Coop intro thing.
I screwed that up though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
than
okay.
someone
So
else.
I didn't. Okay, I don't know.
It was
I have
probably
to-
like 5-6 seconds late.
We'll see how it
on
goes.
my
I don't
part.
know how it is. I don't know. My
Anyways,
stuff is
that's
all.
a
I got
super
janky
chat.
kind of stuff here, But
Yeah.
hey, thanks for the information. That's really
No, you
valuable.
got
I
it.
think that's
All right,
valuable
then.
stuff to know about. I think.
All right then.
Thank you. Thank you,
see you
Chicken.
out.
Anything? Okay. Are you a bug? Okay.
Well, what's up? Am I a
Are
bug?
you a bit of a bug boy yourself, or no?
What do you mean? I don't like bugs, but
Do you want them out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Okay.
I mean, they do good stuff.
I rest
spiders.
my case. I rest my case.
Well, but okay, I care less because I have cats and they kind of take care of the problem for me.
Oh, okay.
I have discovered earwigs though this year, as you know, and just yesterday I was walking in my front door and an earwig was walking on the ground into the door along with me, and it grossed me out. So
I'm not so scared about earwigs as much, but hey, watch out, man! An earwig might crawl into your ear when you're sleeping.
That's not true, though.
Eat your
That's not true.
brain.
That's a myth. That is a myth.
I know.
I thought it was real, but anyways,
I knew
that's
it was real.
That's all I got.
Okay, hey, well, thanks for the update. I just I thought, hey, let's see what Chicken Jessica has to say about bugs. Pincher bugs.
Right.
That's Chicken Jessica's. That's just Chicken Jessica's issue. Well, anyways, the topic is soup. Okay, and well, we're gonna just talk about soup a little bit, and we're gonna watch some soup commercials. Okay, so this is this topic, this I don't know what you call it. The topic, the theme of this episode, we're calling it the chicken soup, aka Bach soup. That's some good shit.
He did it. He really did it.
Did it. He
Amazing.
did it. Can we look at that again, please? Because I just want to kind of gather this. Now, are people soaking this in a little bit? You sopping this in?
All right, mop that up.
Wait a second. I just realized something about this.
What?
Is Jack Nicholson not in that picture?
All right, let's take a look one more time.
Oh, or is he hidden behind the AK?
The
No.
AK. No.
Or is he hidden? Is he one of the heads?
You know
Well,
what?
if he's not in this, I like to. I would like to think that he's underneath the spoon somewhere.
Right.
Anyway, so now, and okay, so Laura, some people don't like soup. Well, there's one person I know who does, and too, who doesn't like soup.
Yeah, I do.
And because they don't like wet food.
Right, they don't.
And I just want to say that soup is good.
Yeah, it is.
And Laura made soup on Saturday. It was a kind of a soup.
Yes,
and
I
I
did.
loved it.
As did I.
Now, you call it a pizzole, which I don't really think is quite the right word.
Why
Because I think a pizzole is more of a stew, isn't it?
No, not necessarily.
Really?
Well, I think it was inspired by a sort of tortilla soup, but minus the chicken.
Uh-huh.
And then
Anyway,
adding some pozole elements to it.
all I want to say is soup is good. And Laura made some really good kind of soup on Saturday. And I thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Yeah, and just for the record, it's not like he's a relative and doesn't know what good food tastes like. I actually do make good food. You can rest assured that if you had one of my soups, you wouldn't have to worry about biting into anything like nasty.
You mean like a roach leg?
A roach leg or just some like old chicken meat that tastes like a goose or something. You know, I hate that. I hate an old chicken slab. You know what I mean by that kind of old chicken meat taste? That kind of goose flesh flavor? Goose flavor?
Yeah, sure. I hate that kind of taste.
I hate eating a soup and worrying, am I going to get some sort of ligament in this bite or some kind of just sort of yucky morsel? There's no worry of that in my soups. No, it's all, every single item in it is going to be good, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it was basically there's hominy in there and some, cheese and stuff, and it's really good, And I just want to say, and anyway, I do want to address the question. The Jeremy Q asked which Street Fighter 2 character could eat the most soup. So what would be, okay, let me think this through. Okay, I know the obvious choice would be E Honda because, I don't know, he's a bigger guy and maybe he eats a lot, but I don't necessarily know if that's the case though,
It is the case.
It is?
Who else would eat more soup than him? He's probably the king of eating the most out of anybody there in general.
Well, I mean,
and he's probably well versed in the soup world. He probably likes ramen.
Well, he's Japanese.
Yeah, so there you go.
I'm just trying to think of what else. Okay, Ryu, is he eating soup?
Ryu or is it Ryu? Oh, is it pronounced Ryu?
It's Ryu. I guess we all called him Ryu back in when he came out.
Right.
But
by the way, Jonathan Franzen, yes, I do make dumplings on occasion, and they are quite tight, I have to say.
Let's see. Ken, he's not really, I guess, eating soup so much. I could actually see Guile eating soup, if he's, on a tour, a military tour, that is, and, they need to eat some.
No, he's eating like a burger and maybe even like a double.
No. Think about it. If he's on a military tour or not even a military tour, if he's out fighting, he's in the military, he's fighting and they have canned soup, you know what I mean, as a thing for them. You know what I mean? They got
more
canned
like
soup.
Beans. I could see Chun-Li slurping down a bunch of soup.
Slurping?
Yeah, like just going for a bunch of, bowls of miso or something like that.
I mean, you think so, huh? She's Chinese.
Oh, she is? I didn't know that. But, I mean, only because I think that she probably eats a lot of soup to keep her weight down.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Miso is a good way to do that.
Well, let's see here. I mean, sure, it seems like it's an obvious thing, but I don't know. I could see Dalsim eating soup in some kind of way, right?
Dalsim, probably.
Okay, Zangief would be eating the borscht, Zangief has got the borscht.
He could eat not just borscht, but he could be eating like a dumpling soup of sorts. You know what I mean? Some sort of like Russian dumpling, like pierogi type soup.
Yeah, but also borscht.
Borscht is gross.
I could see him just eating the soup, just okay, so imagine Zangief. Okay, he's just big kind of Russian guy, I would like to eat my soup or whatever, he's gonna do. I don't know. I could just see I could see him holding a little bowl and his big muscles, and he's just scooping a little.
What about Ken?
Well, Ken in his older age, I could see him eating soup. You know what I mean?
People who are old don't necessarily like soup.
Yeah, but they do.
No.
But they do,
Young people like soup.
What about Balrog?
What about Blanca? He ain't eating no soup. No.
I don't really see
cracking skulls and sucking blood.
I don't really see him eating soup so much. Although, maybe,
That'd be funny if he did eat soup, though. He'd be like, "This is good."
Does he even talk?
Well, kinda. He probably groans.
What about Balrog?
Anyways.
I could see Balrog kind of eating at the cafeteria of Caesar's Palace or something like that.
For some reason, I can't picture Balrog.
He's the boxer, and he's one of the sort of he's kind of one of the villains or whatever. He's one of the last kind of characters that you.
Vega.
Yeah, I could see him eating soup too, because he's a sort of elegant man who he likes to sip his soup.
Right, I could see him sort of sipping a soup, possibly a sort of cress soup or something like that.
Yeah, a cress soup, even though he's Spanish, but
yeah, I mean, still in all.
And then you got Sagat. Bob Sagat.
Oh wait, Sagat. Wait, which
I
one
don't
is
know.
he? No, Dalzim is the Indian guy, right?
Yeah.
Then who's Sagat?
Well,
Sagat.
he's based in Thailand, but I don't know if he's actually Thai though.
Oh yeah, I can't picture what he looks like though.
Oh,
I
he's
know
a
that-
tall guy. He wears trunks, and he's got an eye patch and
Oh,
a
that
scar
guy.
over his stomach.
I never used him as a player.
Oh, really? He's basically a tiger kind of guy, you know. Tiger.
Anyways, who's bored by this conversation? I'm sure someone out
know.
there is.
I know.
Like most people, or maybe some people know about. I don't know. If I didn't know about these characters, I would be bored.
Yeah, I hear that. I think
So
they all.
anyway.
I think they all can eat soup in their own ways. I think but who eats the most soup? I actually don't even know.
Honda, let's leave it at that.
Okay.
Come on, we're spending way too much time on
No,
this.
you're right. I mean, okay. So, let's see. Let's just. Anything else to say about soup?
Well, I mean, I love a soup. You know, I like soup a lot. Don't you?
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I love dumplings. I love.
It's basically a drink that
I
you
love
can
the
eat.
cress soup. Cress soup. Ever heard of it? Ever
Do your
since I saw the
impression.
movie-
Do your impression of that.
Okay, so the movie The Witches. Oh, I shouldn't even say, should I?
Oh, you could have had them guess.
All right, what
Oh,
is
wow.
this from?
Well, it's too late now, but
Well, if they're all having the cress soup, then I'll have the cress soup. Yes, well, that soup was made specifically for their party. The soup on the menu tonight is cockaliki, and a very good soup it is too. Who says these lines? That's a question.
okay. And then the guy
he
responds.
goes, I can't do it right now. I forgot the line, but it's something to the
He's
effect
like,
of.
I don't
take
like
that back to-
cockaliki.
Oh, yeah, he's like,
I
don't
like
want-
cress.
Okay, I got it. I don't want cockaliki. I don't like cockaliki. I like the cress. Now just take that back to the kitchen and tell chef there'll be another order of the cress. There's a laddie. It's hard to do.
Oh no, that's pretty
Who
good.
does it? Who does it?
Alex Matchin
Okay,
got it.
Alex Matchin
Ron
got it.
Atkinson, who is
Rowan
the
Atkinson is
waiter,
well, he's
or he's the
like
host,
sort of the
or
manager of the whole
maitre
place.
d' or something like that.
He does it all. He works at the front desk. He works in the restaurant.
All right. Yeah. He's a Renaissance man.
He
Rowan
even goes
Atkinson.
so far as to get a dustpan and broom for the main character, which would be probably unlikely to happen in real life. But he's
Well-
so funny in it. Oh my god. That movie's amazing, by the way. For those who
Really?
haven't watched it recently, it's so good. Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
really?
really well directed, really, well acted, and I just love everything about it, the whole look of it, and it's just good, very good.
Bruno.
But yeah,
Okay.
that movie really made me want to try the cress soup. It looked so delicious in it. I didn't know what it was, but I looked it up in the last, I'd say 5 to 10 years, and cress is short for watercress. And so, yes, sure enough, I did decide to go to the store and collect all the ingredients required to make cress soup, and it was delicious. Very, very good.
I'd like a cress soup, Laura, next time.
Yeah, it's
Can we get a
excellent.
cress
It's sort
soup
of
going?
a creamy, it's
And-
a creamy watercress soup with but
creamy.
buttery, and it's just
Oh,
delicious.
really? Well, now, let me ask you something. What is a cockaliki soup?
That I don't really know. I think
Are
it's
there
more of a
leeks in it?
thin based. Probably.
Well, I don't want that.
I think it's like a chunky, thin, sort of brothy soup, with various chunks in it of sorts.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't really know what it is. I should
let's
look
just
it
watch
up.
a commercial, I guess.
All right.
Apologies to everybody.
So what's up? Are we ready?
I guess so.
Ready? Oh, first of
I
all,
just feel like we're. I look. I'll be honest. I just feel like
All right. Let me
I
give
fell
a
asleep
little.
a little. So
Here's a story. I made a sweet dessert soup one time. I used to be a cook, a private chef for these people, and
I love dessert soups.
yeah, one of the desserts I made for them once was it was like a cold dessert soup comprised of cranberry juice with berries in it and mint. And the headmaster of the house where I worked, it was him and his wife who I would serve the dinner
headmaster.
to, or whatever you call the guy. He was sort of the master of the house. He tasted the soup and he ate it and he goes, sophisticated yet refreshing. I like it.
He talked more like this. yeah, he sort of talked a little more like this, and he did. This is what he did. He went, sophisticated yet refreshing. I like it. By the way, I didn't see this happen.
He wasn't even there.
I wasn't there. I didn't. I'm
I just
going off
told
of
him
Laura.
about
I remember when she did this, and then I'm going off of Laura's telling of the story from years ago. From years ago.
Well, yeah, but he did sort of have this swagger to his voice. He was like sophisticated yet refreshing. I like it.
But he kind of did it more like this: sophisticated yet refreshing. I like it.
Something to that
Kind of
effect.
just got big with the I like it,
Right, he got big on the I like it, but it was just so absurd, the whole thing. And also, I wouldn't go so far as to say that it was a sophisticated dessert. I mean, it was just juice with berries in it served in a bowl, garnished with some mint. It did taste good. It tasted great. I mean, it was refreshing, but I don't know if I would say it was sophisticated.
I could go for a creamy soup with berries and mint.
A creamy soup with berries and mint.
Yeah. It's kind of like berries and cream, but a little more. It's more liquefied,
soup.
More of a soup. It's sort of a berries and cream, a la soup.
So, like, what's your favorite soup? Would you say?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, right now my favorite soup is that pozole, that so-called pozole. It's not really pozole, but that you make. But I mean, I don't know. I like so many soups, so little time. I mean, you know what I liked? I did like that beet soup with some, whatever sour cream in it and stuff. That was pretty good. And I like all kinds of. Oh, you know what? I had a really. Oh, this is probably the best soup I had. It wasn't a dessert soup, but it almost could have been one. There was this restaurant called Baru that was in Los Angeles, and it's this Korean chef, and I mean, you wouldn't think this is Korean food because it's so fusioned out, but it's just. Wait, did you ever go? Oh, you went. I took you there right before, right?
Yes.
Baru.
Yes.
It's so good. It's closed, but I heard it's going to reopen though. It's so good. It's one of my favorite places in Los Angeles, and they made this soup one time. So one time it was an appetizer, and it was this kind of creamy melon soup or something like that. But it was not I don't know what it was, but it was really good. It was some sort of creamy melon soup.
Was it a savory dish or was it a sweet dish?
It was kind of a savory dish with sweetness to it.
So it was not served as a dessert. It was served.
It was not a dessert soup.
And
it was really good.
Yeah, I like a spaghetti-o on occasion myself.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Chef Boyardee is a real guy.
I know, and he's
not a fictional character that they made.
I kind of knew that, yeah.
His real name is something like Vittore or wait, what is it? I don't know. I forgot actually. Boyardee is his name or something like that. Anyway, so tiger penis soup. I remember that.
I remember that too. Being a sort of a craze.
Yeah,
it was.
There was a whole tiger penis soup craze at one point. I remember that.
I think it was like $100 a bowl, right?
Yeah,
and
it was in the
like
news
a lot of the time.
and it was in the news, wasn't it?
It was in the news. You know what I was looking up recently that was called to my attention? Well, who was it? Somebody made claim, or there was some talk about the whole monkey brains thing being consumed in certain cultures, and
it's not true.
Is it not?
I don't know. Right.
We don't know. That's the thing.
Should we get in? Should we do a commercial? What's going on? Let's
do the commercial.
How about that one right there? Chef Boyardee's nuts. How about that?
That'll work.
Good. That'll work.
So I got a few commercials. This first one is from Weird Artifacts posted some, and I'm using a couple of those. I got a couple others. Depends what happens here. This is one of his picks. This is a 70s Lipton cup of soup commercial.
Oh, I love. By the way, I love a Lipton, just simple sort of chicken noodle packet. Yes, I love those things.
All right. By the way, Dalzium would be able to eat the most soup.
Wow.
Stomach. The first thing I thought was, you think Honda. Think of like Kobayashi or those hot dog eaters. Like they're all skinny with the flexible stomach. So Dalzium's got that stomach that expands, when he does the fire and all that. But Honda, kind of like, he's all packed in already, Zangief as well, and Blanc.
Well, but
there's not a lot of room.
But what if E Honda was eating on an empty stomach?
Well, no. Well, the question was who could eat the most soup. I also think Dalzim eats. Oh, I didn't even see this. Sorry.
No,
Katie.
I don't know. I think bigger people have bigger spaces in their stomach to fill.
No, that's not true. I don't think that's true. I don't
Are
think
you
that's
sure?
true. As a former, more bigger guy than I am now, chicken than I am now.
I heard that.
I feel that I could probably eat more now. Not that I.
Really? Because I
Test
heard that
this.
it takes
Well,
less to fill up a thinner person.
Look
than
at
it
the
does to
hot
fill
dog
up a bigger
eaters.
person.
Look up
Oh
the
yeah,
hot dog.
like necessity wise, but the hot dog eaters, they have room to expand, whereas larger people do not. So I mean, look at all this.
But what about
anyway.
those stereotypical, big people who are like, I need to eat every 25 minutes or I start feeling really bad,
Well, those people are just stupid.
or 5 minutes or something like that.
Right.
They're like, I need to have a Snickers bar every.
But Laura, look at the hot dog eaters. The champion hot dog eaters.
Yeah,
They're
they're
skinny.
tiny.
I've never watched that before, but I bet you it's because they're swallowing the hot dog whole and just like shitting it out as a full hot dog.
No, they do it in one
No,
sitting.
yeah,
There's
they
some-
dip them. They
Imagine
dip
just a
them in
hot-
water, make them slide fast. The whole.
Really? Do they do that?
Absolutely.
They
yeah.
dip it in water and make it
They
slide?
did. They have like cups of water that they dip the bread and the hot dog in. You ever seen that?
God,
Wait,
it's
so they're basically
disgusting.
swallowing up like a hot dog.
A wet
swallowing
dog.
it. A wet dog. A wet log.
Sucker.
A soaking,
Yeah,
a
something like I don't
a
know. I've
soaking
seen like
dog.
one or two.
They're basically sucking it down and
They're sucking
Sucking
a
it,
sliding
soaker.
it out.
Yeah.
And they're
They're
sliding it
they're
out.
sucking soakers.
Suck
Oh,
down.
can you imagine those dumps?
It's
they
a hot
have?
dog suck down.
Yeah.
I wonder if when they go poo, it just comes out like in the
That's what
shape
I'm saying.
of a
It
dog.
just comes out like a dog.
Do you think they have like a hot dog pooping contest afterwards?
Who can
Well-
fill the biggest toilet, or who can
And
fill the most
quickest,
space?
too.
Who can fill up
Who
the
can
toilet
fill
the
the
most?
biggest bowl?
Yeah, who can fill the biggest bowl? Yeah,
Anyways, Lipton. Lipton. You want to do Lipton?
James Lipton.
Who's Lipton?
James Lipton inside the
he's
actor
inside
studio.
the actor studio.
Right.
We'll just do it. It's like
Lori
it's got some
Lipton.
kids, and then I have another Lipton after this. But yeah, so
Hey, everybody out there.
Oh, that kid's cute.
I don't see anything, by the way. Here,
Oh, really?
pause it. Yeah, there's a delay for me for some reason when anything's shared, any videos are shared, anything like that. I don't see it immediately. All right, let's take it to the top.
Hey, everybody out. Hey, everybody out there. You know what Lipton Cup soup is? Quickalicious.
You aren't kidding, kid. Rich
I love
thick
it.
Soup.
I
Right when
already-
I want it.
Wait, hold up. Go back for just a quick hot second. First off, doesn't that looks good to me? I love the look of that soup in that cup, and it's just sort of steaming. It's a simple broth. You can count on the fact that it's going to just be good. You know what I mean? There's not going to be any clumps in there or ligaments or anything.
By
I
the way,
like
can
that.
I just say this? Can we pause for a second on this? Speaking of ligaments and stuff, I got to just say, Laura and I went to China once, okay? And we accidentally got this soup. This is what happened. We saw the Great Wall of China, and then there was this restaurant kind of around there.
The only restaurant around there.
I guess it was, and we thought, okay, well, I guess we better eat. And we went into this place, and there was zero English anywhere, and nobody spoke it anywhere there. Okay, where people do kind of a little bit in some other places, but not there. And we didn't know how to order or anything, so we pointed to the menu. And no, this is what we did. We saw somebody eating a soup, and we thought, okay, that looks good. It looks like just sort
Kind
of
of good.
It looked like just a soup,
Like a chicken broth type of soup.
or whatever, something. And so we kind of pointed to that, and then I don't know how it happened. There was this, or we asked somebody what was that, and then they just pointed to this pink sign that looked like it was a special or something like that. And so then we ordered it, and we just pointed to the pink sign and said, we'll get this, whatever that is. So we're eating the soup, and then Laura kind of thought it kind of tasted, I don't know, she smelled something about it or thought it tasted weird or something like that. And then, I don't know, we just dipped our spoons in deeper, and we pulled out what was kind of deeper inside this. But it was a bigger bowl, and inside as I raised my spoon up through the broth, I realized it was some sort of ears or something like that. It was an
ears.
It was
There
an
were
ear
ears in there.
soup.
Ear soup, and I think it was actually kind of a slimy broth. Like I have a memory of lifting my spoon out and seeing sort of a string of the broth kind of
I don't know about
stretching
that.
away
I don't
from the
remember
rest
that.
of it. Yes, it was a slime. There was a slime in there.
I don't know about the
And I've-
slime, but
It's
it
not
was
the first
definitely
time I've had a
ears.
slime in a soup before. It was absolutely
By the way, that wasn't the
not
only time I
ideal.
accidentally ordered ears, by the way. But anyway, yeah.
right.
I accidentally ordered ears from another restaurant in Los Angeles, actually.
Oh, really?
And I
Oh my
got these
God, that's
ears, and they were
hilarious.
shredded ears, and I thought,
my
oh my God, I
God,
can't believe I
wow.
got ears again on accident.
Wow.
You know?
That's wait, that happened after the China experience?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Wow.
I thought, I
Wow.
can't
Oh my
believe it.
God.
Ears again.
Something's trying to tell you something, I think.
I just thought, I can't believe I'm
Something's
eating
trying to
ears
make
again.
you hear a message.
Right. Yeah. They were
The
trying
ears
to.
are a symbol.
Yeah.
Listen
So-
to me. I'm trying to tell you. Don't order the ear soup.
It's just funny that we accidentally ordered ear soup. We were ordering the wrong stuff all the time in China, and finally we met up with this group that it was sort of a friend of a friend or something like that, and we had dinner with them. And this guy from Seattle was part of the group, and he spoke perfect Chinese. It was crazy. It was just fully just fluent. I mean, all the intonations and everything. And it's this guy from the United States. I mean, from Seattle. And so whenever he turned it on for the Chinese, it was just boom. You couldn't even tell the difference. I mean, in fact, the staff there, where they were using him to help translate for other people, other customers and stuff, because the guy was so good. Anyway, that guy ordered for us, and man, it was the best Chinese food Laura and I have ever had in our lives.
Also, he
before.
knew where to take us. He knew all
Yeah,
the good places. So
yeah,
this was,
yeah.
and it was hands down the best Chinese food we've ever had anytime, anywhere.
It was so good. I
amazing,
mean, we had the
amazing.
Peking duck, but it was so good. You dip the skin in the sugar and stuff. And
Well, that you could get that here, but the way
You
they
could.
did it there, it
The
was
way they did it
really,
there
really
was really
good.
good,
But
yeah.
also, one of the really cool highlights of that place that I remember was how before we even got any of our main dishes, they brought us these little bowls of pre-peeled mandarin oranges, but it was fresh. They were just
Yeah.
these little gem
they were
mandarin slices in a little bowl, and it was like all the veins were peeled off of them, and they were just perfect.
to cleanse the palate
Sort
or
of a
something like
palate
that.
cleanser.
It was just really good. I mean, and all the food was just
Oh
very
yeah, they
delicious.
were served over ice too. By the way, these little gem orange slices. They were really, it was high end.
Hmm.
At least
Anyway.
that part of it. I loved that.
But that was the
place
only
really
time
good.
it was crazy because we were striking out so hard on.
Yeah, we just didn't know where to go.
We didn't know
for
where to
anything.
go. We didn't
This
know how to
is
order. We just
completely-
kept on getting bad food here and there, everywhere, And finally, that last night that we were in Beijing, it just, best food we had.
But then
ever had,
after
and-
that, like we kept getting really good food. But I guess.
Well, that's
in
because it
Hong
was
Kong.
easier. We went to Hong Kong and
Okay,
things
yeah.
are different there. you
Right,
know?
very different. Very different.
Well, it's a lot more international there, but man, they actually had this
things
thing
are
in Hong
much
Kong.
more. Yeah, there's more.
Well, they have
English.
this one kind of fast food place kind of thing where they give you the sizzling plate of I got rice
Amazing.
and beef and
It's
corn.
like a peppered beef.
It's peppered beef. It's a peppered
with
plate,
corn.
and rice, and it's so good. And they should do that here. It would make a lot of money, I think.
Yeah, it was like
really
served
good.
on a sizzling sort of cast iron skillet, but it was like the cheapest thing at the mall you could get. That was what was cool about it. It was like $5 for that
It was
at
really
a mall.
good. Well, it's all
Anyway.
about malls.
Yeah,
Anyway,
mall is a thing.
It was all about malls, man. Anyway, carry on.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
Jesus H Christ.
I know this is so boring. I'm sure. I mean,
No, it's cool. It's cool, but I'm liking this commercial. I really like it.
Hey, everybody out there. You know what Lipton
Uh-oh,
cup soap
can you
frozen.
pause it? Okay,
It was frozen to me.
go ahead. We're good.
Hey, everybody out there. You know what Lipton cup soup is? Quigalicious.
You aren't kidding, kid. Rich, thick soup, right when I want it.
What is that
Wait.
guy holding?
Wait.
Is it like a mug that has a picture of it on it?
It also right. It's a mug with a picture on it, but also
It
the
makes you
stuff
think.
seems to come in a box. They look like a Band-Aid
Right,
box or
it
something
comes
like
in
that.
a Band-Aid box,
It comes
but
in a
that guy's
Band-Aid
mug is a
box.
real misnomer because you're not going to
Right.
get that anywhere. I don't think
Right.
you can get that.
But they look like Band-Aid boxes.
They do. They probably got their ideas from the Band-Aid box. I wonder if the Lipton guy thought he was like he cut himself while cooking in the kitchen, goes to the drugstore and buys himself a box of Band-Aids and looks at the box and goes, "Of course, this would be the perfect packaging for my soup."
You
Like
aren't
what
kidding.
compelled them?
You know what that looks like? It looks like Theraflu.
I guess
You
it
know what I
does
mean?
kind of look like
It just looks
Theraflu.
like the way that the packaging is and the way it's showing a cup and
But
it
the,
just
like
looks
the
like
white
a
sort of
Theraflu.
top
It's-
part
it's
of it
sort
is
of-
reminiscent of a
It's
Band-Aid
almost
box.
seeming to say just add water, and it's sort of like a Alka-Seltzer or something like that. You know what I mean? This doesn't. It look like Theraflu. It looks like Theraflu.
Kinda, yeah. Well, it's not that different from Hey, you know what? Theraflu is kind of good, to be honest.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it looks like Theraflu.
Right.
It looks like instant tea or something like that, you know?
You aren't kidding, kid. Rich, thick soup, right when I want it.
Chicken and noodles.
They make you think that if you buy the box, you're also going to get that mug with it.
Well, I
Like,
think
where
that
did he
just
get that?
they should have put a little disclaimer on the bottom saying,
Yeah,
you know,
mug
mug
not
not
coming.
included.
Mug is not coming with this.
Mug not coming.
Mug not coming.
Right when I want it.
Mug not coming on the bottom.
Chicken and noodles, tomatoes, mushrooms.
Why does she have so many?
I'm
of them?
frozen here. Are you
I mean,
frozen?
yeah, I was a little frozen.
It's
But
frozen
why did
here,
that
yeah.
woman have like so many boxes of the soup at her desk?
Well, because she's
Why?
writing all night. She's this is what
pulling
it
an
is.
all-nighter.
She's pulling an all nighter. That's why she's writing her
Women
college.
in-
She's writing one of her essays for she's taking whatever.
1, 2, 3,
She's
4.
probably
Oh.
taking sociology, whatever 35A or something like that.
And she's like, this is going to require 9 boxes of Lipton's chicken
well,
broth.
maybe it's
soup.
her final, or maybe she's writing her honors thesis or something like that. But she's
so
she's
ridiculous.
really gonna pull an all nighter, and she needs her teas.
She's going to pull an all-nighter on the toilet more like after
Right, well,
eating
that
that
too.
much soup.
Eating that much Theraflu.
Drinking that much soup.
How about
It's all
this?
gonna come
Instead
out
of
in
Theraflu,
liquid.
I just thought of an idea. Okay, Theraflu? Why don't they do a product called TheraSoup, where it's not a drink but a soup that it's like a Theraflu soup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
All right, carry on.
Chicken and noodles, tomatoes, mushrooms.
What? Tomatoes and mushrooms?
Yeah,
that doesn't
tomato
have
soup.
that.
Love it. We love it.
Delicious. So what do you think, America?
Can we go back to that last group?
Wait,
The
I didn't
double?
know they had tomatoes and mushrooms.
Now, are these college kids too, or are these just a sort of post-grad couple?
Let's take a look at them. What are they doing?
The-
Are they on a sort of ski trip or
We
something?
love it.
Yes, they are. They
Yeah,
just
they
got
are
done
on a
with the
ski trip.
slopes.
Are those lovers?
Are they lovers? Definitely. They're gonna listen to some bossa nova to the fire.
Right,
sit by the fire,
right.
drink a brandy, have a cup of the Lipton Theraflu. Probably throw down to some bossa nova. Brazil. That's the name of the. I shouldn't even say their name, but
Oh gosh, don't say it.
I mean,
It's
but
some
yeah,
sort of Sergio Mendes type of thing here,
dude, they're gonna make sweet
gonna
love
put
by
on
the
the-
fire with turtlenecks on and everything. The guy's gonna leave his turtleneck on, but
They're
take
both
everything
gonna leave
else
their
out.
turtle. They're both gonna
No,
leave
it's
their
like this. He's
turtlenecks
gonna
on.
have no pants on, but with turtleneck,
Yeah, same with
and
her.
he's gonna lay by the fire and he's gonna say, "Honey, come here, please. I want to show you something. Taste this amazing Theraflu." All while his penis is just hanging out. He just has no pants on, but he's holding a cup of Theraflu.
All right.
He's like, "Taste this soup, would you, honey?" And then she comes up to him and goes, "Honey, this is gorgeous. I love it so much. Let's adopt." I'd love to adopt. I really, I was talking to Griselda yesterday, and I said I needed to let her go. Let's have sex.
Jonathan makes a good point here about children, homeless winos, college students, yuppies. Who's next? I mean, that's what they're saying. The soup is good for.
Right. I guess it's just
I
everybody loves it.
So
Well,
that
he's
guy.
not a homeless wino. I think
thought
he's
he was
just
a
like
dock
working
worker.
on the.
I think he's a dock worker. I thought.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was like a construction guy to a degree.
Well, I think he's a docksman.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, actually, you're right. He is a construction worker. There's a construction worker in back of him, but he looks like he
He's
works
like
on
a
the docks.
carpenter.
I think he's a fisherman. Actually,
He
looks like
could
a
be.
fish-
Yeah.
I think he catches shrimp.
Probably. Yeah.
Let's go back to those yuppies.
Right
Yeah.
when
Let's
I
see the
want it.
yuppies.
Chicken and noodles,
The way she said
tomatoes,
chicken and
mushrooms.
noodles. Chicken.
Go back. Actually, chicken and noodles.
She's like chicken and noodles.
I want it.
Chicken and noodles, tomatoes, mushrooms. We love it.
We love it. We're delicious. So what do you
Oh man,
it's all
really
kind of messed
choppy.
up. It's all choppy and messed up. Yeah. Sorry. Can you go back? Actually, it's very choppy.
Yeah, it's just not even playing.
Yeah, I'm just it's frozen fully actually at this point.
Mushrooms. We love it.
We love it.
You can't see anything.
I can't. It's not. It
It's
ain't.
just not working.
It's not.
You might need to sort of pull back and then reload.
You might need to dial it down a little bit and then sort of reset.
Redock.
I think you need to redock, you know.
Maybe just sort of slap down and redock.
Well, let's just sort of figure out what this woman's life is all about. Is she a
She's-
college student or is she writing an article for USA Today or something like that?
I
you know?
thought she was maybe a secretary and she's, typing up some letterhead for her. I don't know. Like I think that she might have just bought all that Lipton soup for the rest of the office, thinking, she was really gonna hook everyone up.
Mhm.
And she's excited to introduce the whole office to this Lipton's box.
It's almost like, I don't know, they're her stuffed animals, but they're not. They're just boxes of these different flavors, you know.
She's really excited about that. This is how I feel about that Celestial, or what's it called, International House coffee.
Mm.
This is what I would do with those. I would collect all of them. She collects all of these, and I would collect all of those.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to come by sometimes. So there's the Lipton's ones that have just noodles and broth, and then there's ones that are just broth, and then there's ones that have noodles, broth, and chicken cubes in them.
Mm. Cubes, huh?
I like the cubes.
I'm sure they're not goose cubes.
It's not a goose cube. No, they're like a dried chicken breast cube, and actually they taste pretty good.
Okay.
A freeze-dried piece of meat is actually a pretty good way to go, in my opinion.
Oh.
We love it.
We love it. We're delicious. So what do you think, America?
He didn't even care to hear the answer. What about those yuppies? Are they trying to make love or?
They are definitely trying to make love.
Okay.
Yes.
That's why they say we love it. We love it. She says it twice.
She's like, hola, que coisa mais linda. Ay.
She goes, olha que coisa mais linda, mais Lipton.
She's
Olha
like,
que coisa
"Olha
mais
que coisa."
Lipton.
Hola, que coisa mais lang, mais linda, mais stuck on my vagina.
Olha que coisa mais Lipton, achando bragado.
He's like,
Yeah.
sei ela te pussy, la cosa mais Lipton, la cosa mozosa,
She goes, olha que my coisa, my pussy, my Lipton, é a coisa mais linda, obrigado, my anus. Open my anus, my pussy, my Lipton, bravo. It's like this. Open my anus, my Lipton, my pussy, my open. Bravo. I look at my anus. I said to myself, bravo.
This is what happened. They're hanging out by the fire. Turtlenecks on, pants completely off. They just did make love.
Turtlenecks on,
They said,
pants
honey,
off.
she was looking at him going, honey, I loved making love to you tonight. Honey, can you pass me the Liptons? It's so good. Tomatoes, mushrooms, hyenas, bocado. This is the sound that this is the vibe of that. You know what I mean? It's that very sort of close mic'd sounding sort of making love by the fire type of thing. Honey, I really would love to adopt. I really would love to have some fondue and a brandy with you by the fire.
A brandy.
Something like that.
Honey,
I'd love for us to just go check in at the ski lodge, get a brandy, get a couple of fondue sticks, maybe a couple of Lipton's cups of hot liquid, and just sort of slurp up.
Get a couple lift passes.
Let's get a couple of lift passes and just sort of melt by the fire.
God, I had so much fun with you on the slopes today.
I felt like we were making love on the slopes.
It's like this. When I was rushing down the slope earlier today, it felt like I was biting into a peppermint patty, a York peppermint patty.
She's
and
like
all I could think was, I can't wait to be back home at the fire with you, sipping Lipton and listening to Sergio Mendes.
Honey, can you get the Sergio Mendes out? I'm really horny. She's like this. When we were sliding down the slopes tonight, oh my God, your turtleneck and just your Bear Isle sweater and everything about your look was really, I loved it. I was really horny. And right now I just want to go by the fire and just melt with you. Can we get some Liptons?
Give me the tomato Lipton.
She's like, Roger, get me the tomato Lipton now. I'm horny.
I need the tomato. Quick, I'm horny. Get me the tomato Lipton. And put it on the Sergio Mendes. It's an
Honey,
emergency.
get the Sergio Mendes and
Honey,
the
it's an
Liptons
emergency.
now.
I'm horny.
Honey, this is a horny emergency. Hurry. My turtleneck is sliding off. My pants are gone.
My pants are out of the picture. Turtleneck is a starring role. The turtleneck has a starring role, but the pants are out of the picture.
My turtleneck is starting to melt off of me. Come take it before it melts itself off. The Lipton's is amazing.
Oh God, honey, I love this. Ay, gosh, my eines Lipton, ay paenas, oh bravo.
Sergio Mendes
bravo.
makes me horny.
Oh my God, Sergio. Oh bravo.
Oh, honey, would you please put on Girl from Ipanema?
Honey, please put on the Girl from Ipanema. Can you please put on that Gets Gilberto album that I love so much? I'm horny. It's like this. Oh my God.
I feel
Honey,
so free spiritually right now.
Honey, I feel so naked right now because I'm not wearing any pants. Can you put on the Gets Gilberto, please? I need a little bit of Corcovado in my I need some Corcovado to set the mood, please. My pants are already off. A code. Josiah said, we have a code H. Get the soup.
Honey, meet me in the sauna.
Meet me in the
Grab-
sauna.
Grab the hot water ladle and your turtleneck. I just want to
And
sit
can
in
you-
there with a cup of Liptons and nothing
Can you give me a cup of powdered Lipton soup? Just add water, please.
She's like this. Honey, I loved it.
After they make love, she goes, honey, I loved it. Honey, I loved it. Honey, I loved spending this quiet night under quiet stars with you.
Honey. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, what?
Yeah, she goes like this. Honey, I want to tell you a secret. Come here. Ooh, 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 That's the secret.
She's like, honey, I want to tell you a secret. Voce contra voce la casa pasa,
Yeah, she's like this. She goes, honey, I want to tell you a secret. Come here. Chicka chicka dung dung dung. Chicka chicka dung ding ticka ticka. Chicka 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 hung hung ticka ticka. Chicka ticka ticka. What does that sound like? It sounds like a chicka ticka dung dung dung. It sounds like something else.
That's exactly what would happen. She'd go, honey.
Honey, I want you to desafinado all over me. She goes,
Honey, come here. I want to tell you something. I have a secret. Chicka chicka taka chick chicka ticka ticka.
what does that sound like actually?
So funny.
What does that sound like? It sounds like chicka ticka dang dang dang. What does that sound like? It's like it's not
Like
bossa nova.
AC/DC.
No, it's not. It's some kind of no, maybe is it Rob Zombie or something? It's
No. I don't know.
it's chicka chicka tonga dum ba da da. It's a Kid Rock or something.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Don't
Kid Rock?
the up duck the boogie digga 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 bang.
Who does that? Who
I
does
don't
that?
actually know.
It goes like this, honey, come here, I want to tell you, honey, it's Michael Jackson, I think. It's, honey, it's me, Michael. Honey, it's me, Michael. I want to tell you a secret.
Michael.
It's me, Michael. Honey, I want to tell you a secret. A pick up your back, it take up at the bag, jig at the back, you talk about the bag, jig up the back, if at the back, it's jig up the back, he shake it up at the back, jig up the back.
Honey,
Favela.
tickle my ass.
Tickle my eye.
Tickle my ass. Tickle my ass.
Honey, é coisa mais linda, obrigado. É tão triste. É tão triste.
No joke. No disrespect to the bossa nova tradition.
No disrespect
I really do.
Oh, I love
I love Brazilian jazz.
I love Brazil. I love
I love
Brazilian
bossa nova.
music.
I love Carlos Jobim. I grew up on the stuff. So.
I just so
I
you
feel-
know, Brazilian bossa nova music, it got me into music in general. You know,
and
I want to say this: the music of Antonio Carlos Jobim is what made me started liking music in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
I got into music because I became a musician because of Ton Jobim.
Tone?
I don't call him that, but people do. you know,
Oh, really?
something like that. I don't know.
Well, there you go.
Tom
Right.
Jobim. Tom Jobim.
Tone Loc.
I love bossa nova as
don't
much
know.
as it makes me horny.
I love bossa nova as much as it's Lipton soup itself. All right,
I
so
love-
are we gonna watch another one or?
I think we ought to probably go to the next spot. You know.
Okay. Chicka chicka ta chicka chicka chicka. Bussa bussa ka, sicka bussa
Hey, you know, I love bossa nova from the '60s, but you know, at the '70s it got a little kind of, you know,
a bit sort of.
a bit kind of horny. You know?
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what it got to be.
But in the '60s, it's so cool. You know, I remember
No, it
when I
was
saw.
it was like not horny yet in the 60s.
Well,
It was sort
I
of
remember
more,
in the '60s. I mean, you know, there's that movie "Who's That Knocking at My Door." They got a couple Joe Beam songs in that movie, and I thought, oh, this is a cool scene. They've got the Joe Beam playing. They got this, you know, this Waters of March, and then they got the Wave. They had Wave in there, and I thought, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. You know. Anyway, I would say Joe Beam is one of my biggest influences.
well, hey, Astro Gilberto, huge influence on me.
Really, Astrid Gilberto?
Yeah, definitely.
Really, singing wise. Well,
Definitely.
obviously. What else? What other way?
Well, as a singer, her singing.
That's what I'm
her-
saying. What other
The way that
yeah.
she did it was not horny at all. It was just sort of very
Oh
straightforward.
no! They don't do it in the '60s. It's not horny. I mean,
No.
it wasn't horny in the '60s. It became horny in the '70s.
It's horny to this day, but it
It's
wasn't
well, no,
horny.
it remained horny. I mean,
It remained horny forever.
it's sort of an evolved horny. I mean, it became sort of elderly horny.
I think
and
that's
uh,
really, really sort of it really. I think it really just encapsulates exactly what it is, what it has become, and which is why there's that feeling. It's true. That's exactly what it is. It's horny.
it's postmenopausal horny.
I think it's. I just think it's horny across the board, and I think that's what it is that sort of tickles one when one hears post '60s bossa nova. But I think before that, it was a little bit less horny, and
Astrid Gilberto died recently, didn't she?
yeah, she did, and I should have actually probably acknowledged it in some sort of public way. But I was very well. She was old, she lived a full life, but definitely her and her style, and she was just very elegant.
You know what I love about her?
I like how she didn't do any melisma.
Melisma. I know. That's
she just did straight tones.
Straight tone. I love straight tone. That's my whole thing. I love straight tone. Where you go.
She was the best.
I don't look. I mean, whatever. It's not like I hate it, but I don't love when people waver their voice when they sing or the.
No, like instead of
I like a
quiet
straight
nights
tone.
of quiet stars, they'd be like quiet nights of quiet stars. That sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I don't
That's
want
the
a
worst.
waver. I don't want this vibrato.
It's vibrato.
I don't want vibrato. I don't want melisma. I want
right. You
just
want a
straight tone, a straight dulcet tone.
No, and that is what she did.
Quiet
She was so good.
nights of quiet stars.
I
But-
also liked how she just didn't try to do any, like when she would sing on stage, she was very sort of just straight ahead. She didn't do any
Straight
kind of
ahead.
crazy moves. She would just sort of stand there stone faced, and I liked that about her.
No, I like that too.
It was not horny at all.
No. Once you start to vibrato, it's more like vibrator. It becomes horny. You
Well,
know?
vibrato is sort of comes from horniness, I guess.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. No, I mean, not to say, look, vibrato can sound okay. I just prefer a solid tone. you
I like
know?
his solid tone myself.
I like a solid tone. And
No,
I-
Chet Baker's
anybody-
another great singer who had a straight tone. That was
Well-
one of the reasons I liked him so much.
well,
I like
you know
him.
who else had
also
straight
really
tone?
loved Billie Holiday was pretty straight too.
Was she?
Yeah, I would say.
You
for
know
the
who
most
was
part.
straight,
Yeah,
as I
she
recall?
was. That was one of the.
This is
things
not
she
an
was-
older singer, but Carla Kilstead. She has straight tone.
Really, the
I think
violinist.
so. Violinist and singer as well. Yeah.
Wait, does she sing in Tin Hat Trio?
No, she doesn't sing in Tin Hat Trio, but she sings in 2 Foot Yard.
Well, also, Don McCarthy has a straight tone for the most part too, doesn't she? Sometimes.
She can waver, but
Well, I
she's
guess
good.
she
She's great. I mean, she's great, but yeah, she's. Well, you know what it is? Sometimes when people waver, it sounds like they're trying too hard to sound jazzy
just,
or
it
something
sounds
like that.
affected, I suppose.
It just sounds affected, and I like a straight tone.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this though. I mean, Astrud Gilberto, whatever. She's, you know, I mean, she's not. She has an accent but sometimes people have these fake accents though nowadays. You know, that I don't care for because it sounds like they're trying to sound like something with an accent. You know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, I don't think that vibrato should be outlawed or, you know, that it's always bad, you know, and there's times when it can be subtle and also really good. But
there's times it could be good, yeah. And then
but
sometimes it
it's
could be
you
an
don't want to
affect
do
that
too much of it. You
Right,
want to
well,
be
no,
able to be conscious of when you're doing it and make the decision to do it rather than default to it because it's too hard to sing something straight, you know?
well
I think
sometimes
that's
right.
the reason people use it is because it's easier to do that than to just sing a straight tone.
Well, I will say this that sometimes if they are doing extreme vibrato where it's almost like this I don't know, it's just this it's an extreme it's an affectation that is kind of the stylistic choice that's kind of really exaggerated. It can kind of sound kind of interesting. And okay, what I'm getting at is one time I saw Antony and the Johnsons. This is a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago. And I found it interesting. And it's a lot of vibrato. I mean, hardcore vibrato. You know, he's just fully it sounds like he's having a seizure or something like that. He just, I'm singing like this, or something like that. But it's even more so, right? And I thought that was, it thought it sounded interesting at the time. You know, I don't know. But look, I do like straight tone for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's you gotta be aware of it. You know what I mean?
I would recommend straight tone to people if they're trying to sing. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Anthony and the you see.
Or how's this thing where he like closes off his throat?
He does that too. He got that throatal thing. If I see his soul.
Well, he obviously had a very specific kind of
I don't know what the
style.
deal is. I don't know what's going on, you know. I mean, look, sometimes people have these affectations that they really go for it, you know, like do you like by the way, what's his name? You know, Alice, what's his name? I can't believe it. Tom Waits, you know. You like his affectation?
You know, I will always have a special place in my heart for Tom Waits, yes. I haven't listened to him very much in the last, I'd say, like 10 or 15 years, just because I really did like him a lot, you know, as growing up. And, well, I mean, in my early adult years, I think I started getting really into him. And, yeah, you know, he's great. But it's just, you know, I think we go through phases of listening to different types of, you know, singers or songwriters or musicians or types of music, and I don't know.
Sade.
But why? Do you like Tom Waits?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, you know, yeah, sure.
Well, I think that you know what the thing about Tom Waits is that he started a sort of genre in a way or a style.
Of kind of just going kind of Cookie Monster style.
Kind of, and like, well, he obviously was influenced by, you know, Louis Armstrong and, you know, various jazz influences from before.
Yeah.
However, he did sort of start this kind of style that so many people emulated after him.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's not as novel anymore, you know, because it just feels like it got played out. But he was the OG of that, and that's why, you know, mad respect.
Well, he was definitely the original person to sound like a monster. You know, well, no, not really though. He wasn't though. There were some other people too, like that Wolfman guy, you know, that Wolfman guy. What's that guy's Wolfman something or other? Right?
I don't know. Who?
Okay, one other thing real quick. I want to just say this last story and we'll get out of here, okay? Is when I was in a class in college and it was a sight singing class, I think, but we had to test into the class by just matching the instructor's tone, okay? So he'd sing a note, do, and you just have to match it, do, okay, or whatever. It's easy. It was so easy, right? And this girl in the class she was trying to sound fancy, but she couldn't match the tone, so she was doing the whole vibrating the whole vibrato thing, trying to sound jazzy and stuff, and trying to sound like a good singer, but she could not get the tone at all. So Laura, I'm just gonna the guy's gonna say, give me do, and you be the teacher and I'll be the girl trying to test into this, okay? And then when I say okay, whatever, go ahead.
All right, can you please give me do whatever.
Do.
Oh no, just a straight note, just one note. Do. Right. No, let's not do any kind of melisma here.
No. It wasn't even that. That wasn't the issue. She just wasn't getting the same pitch. She wasn't getting the note, you know?
All right,
so
here's the pitch.
She's
do.
And she was trying to sound fancy about it, you know? And she was going
right, that's funny.
She's going, no. Do. She was just getting all into it.
Wait, this was in your class that you were in?
It was not. We were testing into the class. You know, you had to match the tone to get into the class. It was easy to do, but this girl couldn't do it. And, you know?
Right. That's funny.
Anyway, it was something like do. It's actually hard for me to not do to do a different pitch, actually, in a way, you know. But do. So it was like do. She would do it like this. Do. All right. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, Wolfman Jack. Isn't that guy something? Isn't that guy had that kind of sound too?
I'm not familiar with that artist.
All right. Well, anyway, let's get out of here. So look, if you want to, we're gonna watch some more commercials. I know we only watched one and didn't. We did talk about Soop a lot actually, but we're gonna do more. Okay. So if you want to hang out with us longer, you know, come join us for the after show debrief. How do you do it? How do you do that? You become a member, and you do that by hitting the join button here. See, there's a join button, and at the bottom of the screen to the right, and there's different tiers you could join at. There's the first tier has some, whatever, it gives you access and whatever. It's the basic stuff. And you get these little kind of icons and stuff you can use. And then the second tier, you get this behind the scenes stuff, behind the scenes footage. There's a lot of content there, actually. And there's a monthly ringtone. And but look, even on the first tier, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of backlog you can go into, okay? A lot of really funny moments through through these episodes. Just ask some of these people. It won't be so boring, I swear. And you can find all of the past ones and past episodes that are the regular episodes on the playlist for the Chicken Coop. Okay, just look at the playlist, the Chicken Coop, on this channel. And thank you to Chicken Jessica for helping out behind the scenes, and also thank you to Weird Artifacts. Jason Odd. Weird Artifacts is the name of his band. Check out Weird Artifacts band, or the band Weird Artifacts. And Jason does the highlight clips, which you can find on the Chicken Coop show, or just Chicken Coop Show. That's the YouTube channel, which is also the Instagram account and the TikTok account. And Gemma and Cammie help out with that as well. So thank you to them. And I think that's about it, right? Oh, and there's a Discord if you want to, I don't know, get involved with the discussion on Discord. There's a link to that in the description of this episode, and there's a link to the after show debrief in the description of this episode as well. Okay, thank you. My name is Brent Weinbach.
I'm Laura Weinbach.
The name of the show is the Chicken Coop, and we do it every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And we'll see you next week, or we will see you at the movies. No, we'll see you in just a couple moments here. We'll see you at the after show debrief. Okay. Thanks to everybody, and congratulations on making it this far. Okay. Bye-bye.